Oh, hi, it's actually working. Hi, this is Mia, and I just wanted to say that I made a video this morning, and it was really dark, and it's dark again. I didn't want to turn the light on, because, oh shoot, what the heck is this? Hold on. Midwife called me. Text me. I gotta chill. Oh shoot. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's like, they want you to be in two places at once, and it's like, dude. It's like, I have kids. I'm a single mom. My kids go to school a minimum of twice a month. And I can't just be like, today's the day I'm not coming, because it's like, you missed it, you know. And so now I'm like, dude, whatever. Like, if nobody asks me my schedule when they make an appointment, how can they expect me to be there? It's not like I'm just sitting at home chilling. Actually, there was a couple weeks I did do that because of automobile accident. I couldn't even move. I could barely drive. My hand was completely numb. I felt like a puppy trying to change gears on stick shift. I was like so scared of my health, and I was so wanting to hire a driver. And these insurance companies give you a hard time when you try to get some services, and I don't know, it's really difficult. But anyways, I had the shirt "Support Your Local Midwife," and now I'm like fussy about whatever situation. It's like, I skipped work this morning to meet. I didn't meet, and now I don't get paid that money because of, I don't know. Restart. No, I don't care. No, I didn't skip. I made arrangements that I had to meet with a group of people at the midwife's office. So I told the boss that. Sorry, that sounded really bad. But I don't get paid for those hours. Because my kids have an appointment, I can't even make up those 2 hours. And I'm the one who's got a whole basket of mail unopened. And when I get to where I don't open the mail or pay the bills, that means that I'm broke. And that I have no money. Sometimes you think if I don't in the long run. And it's like, then I have to budget it down to the penny before I send any checks or pay any bills, because then I'm more liable to, because if you do that online, you know, I'm just so mad because I can't just skip a whole day's work to go to somebody's office and skip my kid's school. And I'm just really mad right now because like I've been meeting with my kid's teacher since September at the same time every week. It usually ends up being once a month, but I have 2 kids in the school now, and I need to meet every 2 weeks to make sure. Anyway, I'm really mad right now. In this next 2 months, it's going to be only once a month. Or the next meeting is canceled because of spring break, and then the next meeting will be once a month because they're having a state standardized test. But yeah, I mean, it's like I was sick several days. I went to my supervisor said that I wasn't going to be working on Fridays anymore. So I signed up to do a conference and got a scholarship. And I was like, I'll come to work. Now she changed the schedule back to Fridays. If I don't get the scholarship, it's for people of color. Someone else didn't because I got it. I'm not going to just not show up. And I didn't need to go. I didn't have to go. But it's also one of those things that's part of my career path. And people keep telling me, do the medicine. It's like, I already on Friday because of her. And I don't get paid to do this. And so now you're going to say, hey, why are you skipping 6 hours of work? I said, all prearranged. I'll do that like once every 2 months. Or hopefully less. Why are, like, when she gets called on birth or something, she can be like, okay, I'll meet you tomorrow at 4. She can make up her appointments and still get paid in full. And if she wants to go to a conference or go camping, she can be like, I'm not going to schedule any appointments that day because I know there's something going on. But it's like, they can't expect me to skip class, skip work, skip my kids' events, skip doctor's appointments, skip dentist appointments in order to do that. Where I had something, I had my tooth on a raw food product, and then I chipped my tooth again on a raw food product last week, or I bit down 3 times on a walnut shell, different walnut shells in this raw food chocolate bar, and I was trying to get help with my tooth, and then I got in an automobile accident, and so I never got my teeth cleaned, and I never went in to follow up on not only a tooth, but a fracture. I've gone since June ignoring this issue because I had zero time in my schedule. I ignored going to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned because I have to pay out of pocket, and I didn't have money because I missed work because of that, and so I was like, oh, I'm cool, I'm getting text with it, wearing a shirt. Now I'm just like, you know what? It's like, yeah, I was like, I already missed. It's like, I can't believe it. This person would never, like, this person has gone on vacation so many times since the past year. I've gone on vacation 0 times. I'm just like, people have no empathy. If I miss something, it's because I'm doing school, work. If I miss a requirement, it's because somebody changed my schedule or something happened where they demanded I go somewhere, or I had a doctor's appointment pre-planned and somebody didn't. That reminds me, I think they're going to have a work meeting the same day that I have a final exam. There's no way. There's no way I can go a meeting before a final exam. Only one day. There's no way. You can miss a test to go to a mandatory meeting. I'm sorry. There's no way. So then I'm going back. Okay, so I was going to cancel this video, but I'm going to be bold. I make arrangements to do my educational path because that's why I'm like over $320,000 in debt. And when I I paid like 8, or like, no, I paid more like 5 out of pocket. That's not very much though. To finish up my program, I need to shadow a certain group of people. Very strict of is. You have the opportunity, because it's a very high skill, you have the opportunity to actually make enough money to pay for the loans. If there was no loans, and then I mean, the main thing is a matter of, does this match up with what I'm able to do, what I'm interested in, what am I physically and mentally capable of. I hate this cop show. It's on the TV right now with the mute, and they're so brutal to the criminals, and it's like, you're supposed to be innocent till proven guilty, but it's like, they beat those people and call them names and slap them around and kick them, and it's like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And they're racist, and they're all these other things that I don't want to think about. So right now, I still want to just stop the video. Right now, it's unbelievable what people want to expect. You know, normally the students that do midwifery training are in class, 30 hours of 30 credit hours, 2 hours a term, maybe more if they're dual degree, and you cannot miss class. Some classes 0 miss policy. Some classes you can miss 2 or 1 class. Yeah, it's usually you can miss 1. Some of them, if you miss a class, and some of them, if you miss a class, you have to have excused absence, and you have to make up the class outside of class hours. And those are all like the 3-hour classes. Some of them, if you miss, even if you have an excuse, you get a flat out F. A lot of people were signing their friends in, coming to class, signing in and leaving. Getting random doctors notes from random doctors around the country, and not random, but their doctor. Some people have ongoing medical issues, and that's not what it is. And I always like, oh, if I'm sick and I can't move and I have a fever, I better go to class, because what if there's a day that I get snowed in? Because it's like you have to pick and choose which class. If it's a one-time miss, you pick and choose. Like, it's not possible for me to get there, so I'm just gonna. Somebody just to go sick because they have attendance policy, So. I'm fuming mad. Me and my daughter put up a tent. I should actually go out there and get some sun. And it's in it. Last year, everything was wrapped up. The highway exit. Pulled it out of there, and then another time last year, or the year before, it was wrapped around a maple tree. Tent poles and like 4 gallon water bottles tied to it, and there's a strip in the front, water bottles tied to that, or water bottles sitting on it, and it still blew away, and so now I'm terrified. Ooh, raisin bran, it looks so good. I wish I could eat. I just need to dissipate all of this negative energy coming towards me. It's like people do not realize what it's like to be a single parent. I just found out that my son has to be at school in a different county 6 times to do state testing. I saw a Facebook group where people opted out their kid out of state testing, and I really someone's hair stuck to me. I really want to opt out, partly because I can't get him there. Because they're like, oh, I was under the impression it was like once. You have 3 days of testing, and then it's like you have to go 1 time. But they're like, no, you have to go for each set of the testing. There's 10 days. You have to go twice. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it has to be in the morning, like from 9 to 12. I'm like, oh my gosh. There's no stinking way. I thought web school would be easier. Homeschool, same. You still have to take a test. So right now I'm in a position where I feel like okay, so I'm in a situation where I was thinking about this morning's one of the topics somebody was saying, one of the doctors was like, my clients and my patients, they're seeking natural health care because they're into natural health, and when they give them like a treatment plan to try to avoid toxins and to eat organic and to do gardening, it's like one doctor like, they're healthier than I am. Like, I don't even have time to be that healthy. Even if I want, they might have the money, but they don't have time. And I feel like that. And right now, I don't have the time or the money to eat the foods that are the healthiest for me. I can straight up, between night and day, see the difference. And, and do I chip away at this debt. And in 25, I mean, it would take me at least, even if I was making the top amount of money you could make, it would at least take me 5 to 25 years, 5, 7, 25 years. Do I chip away at this and just eat all the foods that I can't eat just because I can afford it, and work outrageous hours and never have time to exercise? I haven't had time to exercise. Even We Fit takes like 2 minutes. I haven't, because I'm in late. I haven't been late for work, but I've been late, like rushing to appointments. Like, okay, it's like I'm only 1 minute late, or I'm 1 minute till. It's like I didn't have that 2 minutes that morning. Even wake up early, it's like so exhausting. Getting home at 9 or 11 o'clock at night and having to be back at work or dentist or something at 9, 10 o'clock the next morning. It's hard to deal with. It's like I had to clean, I had to do laundry, I had to pay the bills, I had to make food and grocery shopping. Part of birthing, I can't deal with this as a single mom. When I started medical school, I was in a Christian community. They said, "You're struggling more than anyone I ever see. We should help you guys with meals or something. We'll set up a chart of what you could eat and take turns." It didn't happen. And a lot of people at the school have babies, cute little babies, and people are bent over backwards fighting over babysitting these kids. And it's like, a couple people came, someone came and took my kids to play tennis, and someone else wanted to take my kids archery and stuff, and I'm just like, maybe, maybe not, and it's not their responsibility. I was trying to get help with my kids for backup in case I can't take them to school, and it's been that these people freak out at the last minute. The people that I could trust thought, they seem to care about your situation. They know you have nobody else. They know you have nobody else. I have neighbors that had given my kids rides, or one of my kids rides, and it's like they barely even speak English, and it's scary. You don't know how to get a hold of them by phone. It's like some people are like, "What? You should have been here 2 minutes ago. Where's my kid?" It's like, and I had someone like that. They end up getting a fender bender with my kids, and I was like, oh gosh, I was like so scared. And it's just, I don't know. So it's like, what do you do when you're like feel sure that God has placed a certain career path and a certain education path in your mind, in your space? What do you do when you are training as a physician and your patients are eating, them and their kids are eating the healthiest foods that you can possibly buy in the stores? They're living in huge houses, and they're not even like huge, like 3-4 bedrooms, basements, attics, but like huge backyards is what I'm thinking, full of organic garden that they can eat, or chickens, and dogs and cats, and walking distance. When, for instance, there's some families that come in to where I work, and they get hundreds and hundreds of dollars of lab tests, and it's like, A, they got good insurance, B, they got enough money to pay for this, C, all the above, and they have time to come in every few days to get medical care. So they're not only going to the doctor to get care, they're coming in to another place. And I'm just my kids better. I'm just like natural mama doctor here. Like, since before they were born, it's like we're too poor to afford health care. We're too poor to get prenatal care. Nobody, I never knew about state insurance. I applied with services at the state local office, told them I was pregnant. We didn't get anything. And after my kid was born, we got food stamps. We didn't get anything else. We had no jobs. We had no food. We had no health care. So I was outside eating grass in oak leaves in the yard with the cats and drinking well water. And like out of a bucket, a coffee can that I had on in a well that I had to go outside to get water from. And I'm grateful that I survived that poor, you know. And I was eating beans and rice. I can't eat, but it's pretty much that you can buy. And I am grateful that I survived and my kids survived. And it's just interesting, the disparity, and having family members that have a lot of money, they own a house, they own a garden, they're showing all these healthy things that they're doing, trying to exercise, and then they get sick and they're in the hospital and they're like, oh, you did the right thing going to the hospital, you did this, oh, you're having surgery, you're having this medicine, you're having this operation, you're having this, oh, thank God, God's good. But it's like, I want to be the type of person like, dude, if I had as much money as you had, if I had enough yard, if I had all this time to travel around the world, I would totally, like, just build me an organic garden, build me a greenhouse year round, get me some chickens. You know, I would buy raw food products. I would go into business to share, and I would hire somebody if I had to get property and take care of my garden if I had to work too much. And I feel like if I had that much free time, you see all these pictures on Facebook, people traveling and everything. Like, dude, I'd be hiking and walking and backpacking, and if I had that amount of time off work, it's like, but would I really, you know? But sometimes, you know, I don't know, I just feel like I would have the resource available to do whatever I can to stay out of the hospital and have multiple surgeries, have to have the IV antibiotics, and be like, oh, I almost died, oh, my heart and my kidneys are failing, and oh, but I'm still kicking, you know, I'm still alive here. And so I'm at this thing where I bought lentils, I bought rice, and I bought sauerkraut, because if that's the only vegetable I can get. I bought a big jar of sauerkraut. I had some other sauerkraut, but it creeped me out because it was in this plastic bag. It was squishy. But I bought beans, rice, and sauerkraut because I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to eat the minimum. And when I eat beans and rice, I gain 1 to 3 pounds a day, even with exercise, and I break out in a rash and all this stuff. And so I'm at this spot where I still have the same insurance. I'm black. I'm still black. I see people that just got on our state insurance. They opened up to everyone. That's Obamacare, and then now they're getting hundreds of dollars of labs and all these doctors' appointments and all this stuff. And I'm like, I've been trying for years. Like, I can't even get my thyroid checked. 2004 was the first time somebody said symptoms of having low thyroid. I still haven't been able to get it, you know. I'm just devastated about this. And I have to miss work to train, and sometimes buy the supplements to help me just be able to get up, get out of bed, not get sick. I'm only herbal supplements, or I don't like regular supplements. The herbal concoctions, and I like the Gaia Phyto Caps, non-alcohol flavor, or non-alcohol formulas, carbon dioxide extraction. That's my favorite, and they're expensive, and I feel they're high quality. I use those medicines, not every day. I like to use it every day. I don't have to. We aren't even allowed to bring water to work, for Pete's sakes. And it's like, well, we used to be able to have a back room where you can keep tea and water, and then it's here or there, grab a drink, stay hydrated. But now you just gotta hold it and drink it before and after work. It sucks. It sucks so bad. But I'm like, I stopped buying those supplements, but it's helping me to maintain, because of the high stress, it's helping me maintain my health and my mind enough to get by And I have herbs in the closet too, or in the cabinet, that I'm going to use when I run out before I powder form that I can make the teas. But then again, that's time consuming. Then again, that's, oh, I made this tea before work, but I'm not allowed to take it to work. So I'm going to keep it in the car and come out on my 15-minute break, but I'm not allowed to have my 15-minute break. So what's the point of waking up 5 minutes early to make the tea if I can't drink it until I get home anyways? And then by the time I get home, I'm just like, oh, I haven't eaten all day, I'm hungry. And then I eat food in the evening and then I'm sick because I are overweight because I'm eating within 10 minutes of bedtime. It's like, or sometimes I'm sitting in the bed eating and I have to put my plate down and set an alarm because I'm too tired to finish it. There's a Bible verse about, I don't know if it's about laziness, about him having a hard time feeding himself. So part of me is like, I'm in so much debt, I cannot afford to live. I don't want to lose my car. I don't want to be evicted. I don't want to walk to work with holes in all my outfits, which most of them have holes. I don't want, it's like I can't even afford a car wash. And then you get the bills, and then you have to do this, and then you need it. And it's like, if you don't do the minimum with your kids, you're going to be neglected. If I lived out in the forest and they were walking around with handmade sandals and eating chicken eggs every day with, whatever I grow, potatoes or something, then maybe I'd be okay. But I don't know if I can get it without being black because they scrutinize me more. But it's so difficult. It's like you're trying to be like, I have to pay, instead of buying my kids shoes, I have to buy gas to go. The same amount of gas I put in the car, I could have bought them a pair of shoes. And then 3 days later, I could have bought my daughter a pair of shoes, but I had to buy gas because I have to get to work. It's like, and if I took the bus, it would cost me the same as driving the car, pretty much. Buying 2 tickets a day or spending $90 a month on the. It's like, once the car is paid for, anyways, it would be more to ride the bus than it would be to pay for the gas to get there. And then it's like, oh, I'm still on call for birth, so I need that. So part of me is just like, who cares? If I just gain that 3 pounds a day, I'll just be 500 pounds, and I'll just work, and then I'll get out of debt, and then when in 25 years, when I pay my debt off, then I'll start earning for retirement. And then once I start getting my emergency fund, like Dave Ramsey said, then I'll get that greenhouse and that raised bed garden that's not contaminated with where we live next to the highway with who knows how many years like gas that used to go by here. Because the part in lead from the houses and buildings before, who knows what kind of toxic ducts this could have been before they built this. But then it's like, okay, in 25 years, I'm going to be like almost 65 years old. Am I going to do what's worse for my body? And not everyone has a reaction to beans and rice like I do. But do I go and give myself chronic inflammation, rash, eczema from eating stuff I can't eat, in order to pay my debt? But if I go that route, I might not make it 25 years. I mean, I might step outside right now. There could be a meteorite right in the sky right now. You never know. Or do I, in order to get into a medical clinic right now, I have no way to pay anyone. The only way I could pay somebody is if I scrape the bottom of the barrel, and that would mean, like right now, I could pay 1 month's car and 1 month's rent, or car payment and 1 month's rent. If I lost my job, or if the place closed down, or blah 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 blah. So right now, I'm in a position where do I what I'm doing now and just be mediocre and still buy salad, but I still have to eat cheap foods that cause me chronic inflammation, severe weight gain, 1 to 3 pounds a day, but not be able to save up to buy, to lease a building or sublease a building and just keep working this low-paying job. And I'm still going to pray and have faith that God is leading me to a place that I can afford. And so there's two extremes. Just throw away all the health thing, continue not exercising, continue eating crummy and not being able to drink water at work, and feeling my health going down the toilet just so I can survive and pay my bills, and my loan to go to school to be a doctor, which I'm not even working as a doctor, or do I continue just like push myself to continue support healthy, continue to take these supplements that keep my body. I was really sick in 2004. I will talk about it at a different time. I thought I was gonna die. The doctors told me that I was gonna die or I was gonna get cancer, and the kids would, I had a hysterectomy. Oh, they scared the crap out of me, and I'm still here 10 years later. And when they scared me like that, I just got medical insurance, and because it was a condition that was paid for, I was able to have a surgery. And because we were on food stamps, I was able to change my diet, and we still had to go to food box places regularly because it wasn't enough. And I changed my diet and surprised a lot of people that my health got better and that the abnormal precancer cells disappeared. I haven't been tested for any of that in a long time, but for like in the past several years, since 2004, everything has been changing. Blood count a couple of times. Like one time I got blood work done. About one time in 10 years I got blood work done. It was normal. I was surprised too. But I was obsessed with trying to exercise, with trying to walk, and take to the park, with going to swim, getting out, taking vacations at least once a year. 3 days vacation at least once a year. That's it. I don't do that. I haven't done that in 2-3 years. And in school, I could have borrowed a little bit less money, but I decided I wanted to eat something that I could, because I have so many food allergies, I can't tolerate stuff. If I eat it, I'm sick. Like, I am sicker. I've never heard of anyone having symptoms this bad from food allergies, besides anaphylaxis from certain foods people have. And I was told by WIC in 2004 that I was like, where are the vegetables? You're giving me milk and cheese and peanut butter that has sugar and hydrogenated oil in it. I can't tolerate these eggs. I can't tolerate this. Dairy, I have lactose intolerant. It's like, what do I eat? I didn't even qualify for tuna, which you're in tuna to mercury tuna to pregnant people only. And then the last month I had WIC, they gave me, I had to go to a class, mandatory class, that coupons to go to this farm market that expired. I went to the market and that's like the first time I went to the farmer's market. Actually, I don't know if it was, but it's the first time I ever bought anything. I couldn't afford anything. So I end up doing everything I could to eat healthy and going to different food banks that I heard had fresh food, but the food was rotten. I just went anyway and tried to use what I could. And it's so hard when you go to the store and you see the imperfect lettuce and stuff just being thrown away. Some places they don't throw it away, and it's just like, ew, I'm not going to pay $3 for this. But some places they throw it away and you're just like, oh. I'm just almost wanting to be like, can I have that? I'm really hungry, can I have that? It's like, I'm not going to pay $3 for a side salad somewhere, or $8. And I'm super poor and homeless and changing my diet and exercising. I gained up to like over 213 pounds, dropped it down to 144, and then it's going back up because I'm no longer able to afford the foods that don't cause me severe weight gain and inflammation and headaches and rashes and all this other stuff. So it's like I was in a position where I could be on food stamps, and I was borrowing money for school that does pay for room and board, including food, to now having no food stamps, no money for room and board, increasing price of food, and just increasing stress and severe debt that now has to be repaid. So it's like I changed my health around because of that. I may be alive today because of that, because I for a few years I put my health first. I made myself exercise. You know, I couldn't go to the gym. Sometimes people give me free passes to go to the community center, and I used them. Sometimes we'd go to parties with my kids would be invited to a birthday party. I went in the pool too because I need it. Move. I'm very out of shape. I don't join gyms. I don't go to yoga. All that stuff costs money. I should have a yoga that I go to for free. I joined a club. I do have to. I drive across town. I don't even know details. Like, that lifestyle is gone where I could barely get food that me and my kids, and my kids have severe reactions, digestive and mental issues when they eat the wrong foods. It's all three of us. We're very sensitive. And so now so that is like checked off. It's done. There's no more student loans. There's no more food stamps. Okay. So now it's like I have no money in my account, and I check every day to make sure that I'm not overdrawing my account, you know. And it's like, okay, don't spend anything. Okay, it's the 13th or the 12th of the month. Don't spend anything. Ever. And it's like, sometimes it's just like, I just want to throw away the city life and go and just sit there. Buy a piece of property, just like homestead, like, I tried that before. There was nowhere to go. I tried driving across the country and living off the land. There was nowhere to go. That's what I always want to do. The idea would be, if I just am not able to afford the foods that I'm not allergic to, I feel like I'm just going to be sick again. And maybe not survive, and maybe end up like my relatives in the hospital, sick with all these surgeries, all these antibiotics, all these medications, all this like stuff, you know. And maybe life, yes, their friends and family, they're closer to experiencing like, oh my gosh, I almost died from something. And I'm more like, I don't want to use my money to travel out and visit relatives. I was going to use my money to buy some lettuce or some strawberries or some bananas. So I don't know what to do. And I was grumpy today again about saying that if I could just bust through, it's like the Hulk, bust through to open my own clinic, then I could set out my open sign, do my advertising, you know, get the stuff that I need printed out, the letterhead and the note card, like, okay, I have an address, and just forward and do my career. Because I won't know until I put the open shingle on my door, on my clinic. I won't know if I'm going to be a successful entrepreneur or not. And if I'm not a successful entrepreneur, I might have to move. Tell my kids there's jobs in Sedona for a naturopath. It's like, they don't want to move to Sedona. It's too hot, too many bugs. Like, there's jobs in California, there's jobs in Washington. They don't want to do it. Okay, fine. So, they're going to be grown soon. And I didn't think that I was going to be. My goal is still open up my own shop, a very small place, be in charge of my surroundings, be in charge of my schedule, be in charge of whether or not I want to have a bottled water company from this company come, not this one. I don't mind sharing with someone, and I'm definitely following what God's will is, not necessarily my will, but I do have dreams and ideas. And I've had a lot of trouble working with people. I've had a lot of dishonesty. I've had a lot of people with values that don't match up with mine that could potentially be harmful for myself and or others. And that's where I am today. It's almost 5, so I promised myself, accountability team, I promised myself, take care of my health. Because of injury, neurologist, I can't put it off. If I keep putting it off, it's going to be, the money from the care is going to be gone. The date will expire. and I don't think my insurance will pay for that. My insurance doesn't even pay for me to get my teeth cleaned. And secondly, I told you guys 2-3 weeks ago that I had a piece of paper, I don't even know what happened to it, that had the time of, it had 10 or 5 possible places that I could rent, and I haven't called one. There's one lady nearby that I went to, and it was nice. I liked it, and it was handicap accessible, but I don't think she liked me. So for accountability team, apply for state insurance so that people can. I mean, I feel like I'm helping too many people. I would get paid a lot less, but accountability team, apply for insurance. That takes a while, and then apply for expensive. I'm tired of money stopping me from doing what I want to do. I could have a DA license. What if I never got a patient in 3 years? Now, there's people that don't pass the board exams. It's like, I almost feel like moving out into the country somewhere and just being like, you know, oh, hey, by the way, can I do A, B, and C, you know? Let's see, oh my gosh, what is today? I don't even know what today is. I gotta put what time I actually went to work. So, I think that I need to make some phone calls before. I don't think I know. I told my kids I'm coming home. It's been a long, long week. I told my kids I'm coming home and sleeping, but I have to make these phone calls. So, accountability team, I'm making these phone calls, even if I have to leave a message. If the people from the Craigslist, because the thing is, my plan, graduate, pass my boards, get my license, and then start calling faces up and searching for a place to lease, and then being able to pay first, last month's rent, security deposit, and then have like 4 or 5 months rent available, at least 2 months rent available, so I can get on my feet. But 2 months is not enough. And then, excuse me, if it's a cheap place, it won't be that bad. And then I was supposed to work as a doctor. I wasn't supposed to work this other job. Oh shoot, I left work late today. Later than I meant to. And I also, because the money that I was going to use for my business ended up being used to pay for my classes, I'm still upset that my family member promised to pay for the classes straight up multiple times and then changed their mind. And now I'm, what's that? Now I'm like, I feel stuck. I feel like I also had thought of purchasing that had a clinic in it, or a garage or something I could convert. Or there's shops, there's houses with shops, there's houses with stores, or shops, other quarters, or you know, servant quarter. Like there's houses with different things. Even just having a house with a room that has a door, like a side door to your house, or a bedroom near a garage where someone could come in through a back door and use the bathroom. Like the manager where we live has a perfect setup for a clinic. There's a back door, one room, and a bathroom right through there. You don't have to go to the living area of the house. And you can lock both of those doors off and just like have the people go to the bathroom if necessary there. I would love to build a house like that. And it's not, this person's house is 4 bedroom. That's one of the bedrooms is actually turned into an office. I would love that. Because then I wouldn't have to lease a place. Then I would just have a house, a home business with a real clinic. Because people I shadowed had that. But they had been married and they came with the money and they had income and everything. And I would talk to somebody about it. How did they come up with the money? I don't want to be in more debt, and it's really hard when you have the money but had to spend it on something that someone else promised. And the one thing I wanted to say about people promising to help me and my kids. I've said this time and time again. I'm an adult. I am responsible for me and my kids. And someone promises something that is very urgent and important, and you depend on them, and then they just bail on you at the last minute, or they just blow you off and don't tell you they're not going to help you. It really affects me and my kids. It really affects the fact that things change, I understand that, but to not be able, if they can't pick up the phone and say, hey, I just have to let you know this isn't going to work, or whatever. Just to bail out. It's like, wait, you said you were going to do... No, too bad. I'm not doing it. It really... They're not responsible for me. That's what I keep saying. They're not responsible for me. They never signed a contract. They never... I don't know. Those two things. Adult, they're not responsible for me. They never signed a written contract in front of a lawyer or judge, notary even, in front of any witness. They said it, they promised it, they reassured me they were going to do it, and then when the time came, they bailed. And this happened with the kids' rides, this happened with people trying to come to the house for inspections, this happened with someone just going to pay for my classes, and you bring it up to them, and then they were like, it's your fault, you shouldn't have asked me. It's your fault. You should have asked again, another way, with using different words. Oh, it's your fault, you shouldn't have, shouldn't have had school, and I wouldn't have to do it because I'm not going to do it. It's like I'm on my way out there, and then hours like I can't make other plans. So it's really hurting my feelings because it's really affecting me, and it's setting me back. And part of me, with God thinking that I pray about things, part of me is like, wait a second, maybe God didn't want that person to help. Maybe that wasn't the right day. Maybe if that person gave my kid a ride, they would have both gotten in a car accident and died. You don't know the circumstance. Or maybe my kid would have come home with scabies or something. It's like, you don't know the circumstances, but I'm trying to control it, and I'm trying to set stuff up. I'm trying to be proactive and responsible, and then something blows over, and then it's like, when I left my ex-husband, a neighbor had told me, took me and got some resources from the state, and tried to help me to get a safe house to move out and different things, and then it fell apart, and she got me on the right path, and I just stopped taking her advice. I stopped having her help me because I wanted to be sure that what I was doing for me and my kids, plus this person had been found to be crooked and trying to jip me, like some of these other people had to be crooked, they used to put the wool over my eyes and trick me into something that would benefit them in a deceitful way. Not in a, hey, I got a dump truck, why don't you dump some dirt in your place? And why don't you give me a year's worth of chicken eggs? It's not like you make a deal and shake hands. It's like they try to get something from you because they have your social security number, or because, oh, no, don't even start me on that. So this person was very deceitful in the past, but they took me to the state to get some resources and phone numbers, and I went to the state, and I finally was able to get to a shelter based on it's just people, not workers, people, word of mouth, meeting new people that said, hey, I have a similar situation, wow, and it's like, wow, that's a God thing, not a coincidence. God brought me together with this person, and I refused to talk to the other person because I wanted to make sure this is a big step to leave your home into homelessness and into shelters. It has rules. This kick you out, and it's like then you're left in the street or in a car, or back with the danger area. So I did everything I could to make sure that I prayed and meditated, and I believe in reading the Bible and just making sure that I hear the voice of God, that I wasn't being tricked, making sure that when I talk to this person, ask God to help me speak the right words, ask God to bring me the right people. If this person is a mean jerk, allow God to have them give me the right phone number, the right pamphlet. Oh, I'm going to write you a letter so you can go to this organization and get Christmas gifts for your kids, or school shoes because they're going to gym class and they don't own anything. And I just trusted God and said, this decision was a big decision. The thing is, when the other person was helping me, I was going to these really bad places, worse than my ex-husband, and then going back to him because I was getting led astray. And when I went by myself, it was like, this is, God has got me putting one foot in front of the other, and He's guiding me, the compass. And so I feel like I keep complaining about not having the money and being in debt and having issues with my job and having issues buying food and having an increase in rent. It's like someone relative quit your job, I'll pay you $5 a month. My rent's gonna be $17. How am I gonna? And then it's gonna continue to go up after that. Like, how am I gonna pay my rent? I'm gonna be evicted in month 1. So it's like, I feel like maybe all these things fell through, and now my mind is like, when this person tried to tell me something, red flag, red flag, red flag. So now my mind is like, wait, don't involve with this person. And this person also knows if I don't work, they can claim us for taxes. They know straight up that it's saving them money. That's making them money. They're getting a check from Uncle Sam that I'm not getting, and I'm sitting here living in the projects with holes bored through the bottom of my shoes and no underwear. My underwear are torn. My balls are like torn completely out in the back. I don't know what it looks like from the back, and I'm embarrassed to have to walk around like that, because that stuff costs $20-$30 a piece. You can get cheap stuff for like $6, but then it's like the elastic wears out the first time you wash it, and you might as well just be wearing a piece of Scotch tape. It's like in a pool, because there's nothing there. There's just, I feel like I'm mad. These people mess me up. I'm angry. I feel this deceit. I feel like I'm being abused and used and trying to be tricked and trying to be manipulated, and having people try to get, they're lonely, they're narcissistic, they're trying to get what's convenient for them out of me without any like caring or loving, or oh, how are you, or how's your health, or how are your kids doing at school. It's like nothing. It's just like they want what they want. It's money from us. They want to use us for taxes. They want, and it's like, I see that clearly. They want to abuse and manipulate. Sometimes people just want to abuse and manipulate. Some people come home and punch their partner out, or their kid out, or they kick their dog. They just take it out on someone else, and then that makes them feel powerful. It makes them be able to sleep at night by doing something bad. So I gotta stay away from these people. I gotta stay away from these people. I got to stay away from these people. Like, it's not worth manipulating and abused and used. So it's like, now is the time for me to continue to do that one step in front of the other, God-driven path, and just go for it. Just and know that I did this not to settle for something less, not to do, like, someone gave me food and it was like, you can't buy a turkey with this money, or give me money, and then a few days ago, oh yeah, I changed my mind, you can buy your kids a turkey with this money, because they're like not wanting me to eat meat. And I was like, first Thanksgiving, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna buy anything with the money. I'm just gonna pay the bills, because the bills, I'm not gonna be having any food if I don't have a refrigerator or an oven or any place to store stuff that's out in the house. They gave me money for my birthday. They used to. Oh, buy yourself something nice. I'm buying groceries. Target sells groceries now. They gave me a Target card. I'm buying groceries for the kids because I'm starving. Hungry. The kids are hungry. It's like, I feel bad. And it's like, I'm not going to go out and buy like a new purse. I need a new purse. The straps keep falling off. I'm not going to go buy a new outfit or a pair of shoes or some jewelry while we're sitting here with our stomachs growling. No. That's irresponsible. It'd be nice if I could buy a little bracelet or a watch band or something, but I can't. You gotta prioritize, and I'm not going into debt to credit consumer debt in order to get these. So that's where I am right now. This is a much longer video than I thought it was going to be. I just wanted to say that I feel like it would be so awesome if we could just be sponsored and just lift it up and just be like, even if it's just someone who you can call for support. I don't even have friends anymore. I have no friends. And I have God, I have Jesus, and I have my kids and my rabbit, and so it's like, and I have a cousin in Detroit who calls, and we call each other, and I'm tired of calling her because I feel like I'm bothering her now. That's where I'm right now. Just move forward, and that's what I'm going to do today. It's 5 o'clock. This is a lot longer than I thought, and I need to call some people before business hours end.